Okay, so we have our grid here. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to RPL's F1 Round 2 in Spain for Season 5. I'm your host, Loto Wolves here, and take a look at this grid we have here. We have Reese and Polygod in the Mercedes, L74G Maxwell in the Red Bull, Noam Matt GW in the McLaren, Jordan and Zakaria in the Aston Martin, and we will get the rest of the field as we continue forward. Now, last week was the season opener in Bahrain, which was won by, no surprise, L74G, after a last lap choke by Reese costed him a victory. In the driver standings, like I said, L74G is your leader, Reese is second, Maxwell is third, and after some penalties handed out at the end of the race, Matt GW is in fourth, with Polygod being 5. Constructor standings wise, Red Bull leads the way with 40 points, Mercedes with 29, McLaren with 12 in third place. Now, as we get themselves loaded up, ready to go, let's take a look and see who we have about here. We have the race director here. Let's see. Oh god, we already mentioned. Leon in the Williams. That's going to be surprising. Jax, I'm not sure how to pronounce that guy's name. He's in the Alfa Romeo. He raced yesterday in F1 Tier 2. Payox King making his appearance in the Ferrari. Beatnik, who helped out Alpine last week in Bahrain. He is in the Alfa Romeo this time. Phantom Wizard, who was in the McLaren, now in Alfa Romeo this time. AK in the Haas. By the way, AK, he was the host last week. Fire Tiger in the Alpine, the Chiller in the Ferrari. Liam in the Haas, and Jack in the other AlphaTauri. So one Williams and one Alpine is not here tonight. So let's take a look here. Let's get our map up and running here. Everybody out on Q1 in the soft tires. And let's see who is going to be the first one to start a lap. That is going to be Jake's XL. Let's see what he's got here as we get it going. As we are on board with him to start off this lap. So we'll be on board with him here. Let's take a look. As he makes his way through into turn number 1 and 2. Oh, gets a little uneasy on the exit of 1. Now here he is on the turn 3. Now makes himself into turn number 4 here. Just a little high up there. That's the racing line that you want to be. Into the next area, turn number 5. Now through into 6. Here is 7 with 7 and 8. This is TV3. Very tricky corner if you're not careful in the rears. Up into the blind corner of turn 9 into the next DRS zone. And he's going to be meeting some company. Heading up into turn 10. And up through turns 11 and 12. And a 13. He's a little loose. Here's his final chicane of 14, 15. That wraps it up into 16. And Maxwell's out already. He crashed in there. And oh, lordy, that's a wreck. Maxwell crashes out of turn 9. Yeah, there he is right there. He's out of the race. So is Luke. Luke's out too. Luke's retired in the pits. So both Red Bulls caught out. So that's not good there. But as the field starts getting in their laps, Matt GW takes the top honors right now. The 1:15.7. Reese second with a 16.3. Redfire Tiger third with a 16.8. Zakaria 17.2 in the Aston Martin. And Jack with a 17.4 in the AlphaTauri. So, good lord, this track might catch us some people off guard. Like I said, turn 9 is tricky. It's blind and you not know where you're going. And is that Reese in trouble? I think Reese is just slowed down for people. I think that's probably why. Okay, that makes total sense. Yeah, he's still there. Here goes Phantom back into the pits. AK coming back into the pits. But yeah, some issues for some drivers getting themselves up to grasp with this track. Now one driver that's interesting to note here that we just saw right on the bottom, currently in 17th, is WROR Noam. He was in the McLaren team last season and unfortunately left. I forgot what the reasoning for him leaving, but it was between the two seasons. But now he is back and he is the reserve for the team after the second driver, Mally. He is not here tonight. Let's see, here is Payox Kings, by the way. He is in 6th place now. As he comes across the line, will he improve his time? Yes, he does, to 4th place. Very good, 4th place for him. Now, let's see, we have Liam here. Liam and Noam. The only two yet to set a lap time. But, let's see. Oh, hello, he's off. He's off out of turn 5. Off out of turn 4, sorry. So, hello, he just crashed it now. Oh, good lord, Liam's just not having a good day. Liam's just not having fun, that's for sure. He's Jesus Christ, that poor guy. Oh, good lord almighty. And we are disqualified. Oh lord. Oh lordy, 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 that was a mess. So, well, good lord, as the mess is all around for everybody here. Anyway, here's AK out and about, and he's we'll be on board with him now. Hey, hi Bess. So let's see how he handles here in the Haas. I mean, literally, just to say it simply, with the amount of people that are out, literally all that the drivers that have yet to get a lap have to do is just get a lap, and then they can just call Q1 done. Like Phantom, AK, and Noam, they just gotta set a lap and they're fine. They'll be good in the Q2. as everybody just relaxes and chills into. And hello AK, spin Nala for AK. But and there he goes again. I mean, if he doesn't cut that corner, he could be fine, and he can continue on to yeah, he can still get his time set in by looks of it. Oh, he's going back into the pits. Okay. And ooh, we'll lose for Jake's cell, whatever you want to call him there. A little loose for him, but keeps it good to keep it into P11. So P11 for him. Let's see what Noam can do. Can he get himself in? What can he get himself into? As he will now come across the line. There he is. And third fastest. Where was this speed from Noam here? That's a nice lap he put out. That's for dang sure. Here we go. Looking at the stream chat here. Liam put in here, say, let's just say me and no assist do not mix. Apparently you're dancing around like in a freaking teacup or something, buddy. Anyways, let's see. So here's Phantom now. Well, Phantom gonna be finishing his out lap to get a new time in. He's one of two yet to get a lap in. The first one is Phantom, the other one being AK. Once those two get a lap, then pretty much everyone that's left, they're good to go into Q2. I mean, literally, we say goodbye to the Red Bulls. They'll be starting at the back of the field, in the back row, and they are joined by Liam too. So, we'll just see what we got here, as we're on board with Phantom now. Still, let's see what he can do. Once we, let's see how he does here. He's coming through. Not sure how we can compare the sector times for these guys like they did before. Polygon calls it a run. Smart job by him. I mean, literally, he's P2, right? He's P2 in this session, so we still got 2 more Q sessions to go. So it's gonna be a nice thing to see. I mean, one thing that's not changed about this game is that it keeps glitching, saying that, oh, that you set the fastest middle sector. Yeah, that's a load of junk, if you ask me. Anyways, here comes Phantom finishing up the chicane as he comes around the final corner. It's looking pretty good. Looks like it's the 17s. Just shy above an 18. So that puts him into, that will put him into P11, and AK still yet to get a time in. If he can't get a time in, he's gonna get knocked out of Q1. We need to get Leon back in. I saw Leon got thrown out. I'm not sure if Maxwell got back in, but if he didn't, we'll get Maxwell back in too. Oh, yes, he is in there. Okay, good. So Phantom is good. Phantom's okay, but like I said, literally, AK is the only one yet to get into, to get a lap in, or else he will be knocked out at Q1. We'll have to ask these guys what the what driving conditions are, what the race conditions will be like. We'll see what we get for an answer. So, Noam, Reese, Jordan, they've called it. Zakaria invalidated his time. So, nothing important there. Rain during pieces of qualifying. Rest is clear. Alright, thank you, Red Fire Tiger, for that. Let's see if he can finally get himself a lap in. As like I said, with only just under 3.5 minutes to go in Q1, if he doesn't set a lap, he's going to join his teammate and both Red Bulls out of Q1. That will mean only 14 will go on to Q1, not 15. So, here he comes. So, let's take a wager here, fellas, that are watching this stream. Do you think AK will get his lap? Because this is like his 4th attempt to get a lap done. Will he get a lap in, or will something happen? Oh, like I said, we are on board with him now. Let's see what happens. And let's see. Zakaria's called it a run. He's in the pits. Beatnik looks like he's finishing. Yeah, he's going to the pits, finishing his lap. And AK has messed it up. He's invalidated it, so he's gonna have to go again. I think I'm just gonna say it politely. I think AK and Spain does not mix together, because he's having a abysmal time to try to at least get a lap in. Well, literally, if he needs to get the lap, this is his last shot. If he doesn't get a lap in, AK is definitely out of Q1. As more people in the pits start backing off for the end of this. So, yeah, Mass quietly waiting in the pits. Phantom just throwing out his final outlap. Jake's on his final lap. Jack relaxing in the pits. Leon yet to come back. Lake is finally gonna get it. Unless he messes up in the final sector. Speaking of Jake's, looks like he had an incident. There comes AK now. Comes across the line. That's a 19-1. So AK finally gets a lap in. So he will be through. So he is through. Here is Phantom. So let's see what I don't know why Phantom's out on track again. He's already through to Q2. I don't know why he's out again. Well, as he will come across the line now. Improves to a 17-7, but it doesn't change his position. So a little more here. Red Fire Tiger says he doesn't really trust that there's rain in quali though, because when you check each quali session on the screen, no rain appears in the thing. So we'll see what happens. So a disastrous quali for Red Bull, and a mess with the second Haas of Liam. Those three are gone. Who will take advantage and put themselves into Q2 from Q2 into Q3? We will find out. RPL F1 will be continue on right after this. Alright, so we are now back and loaded up, ready to go into Q2 now. And as Reese, surprisingly, is the first one out on deck for here. Next up, the next car behind him is Zakaria. And then we have Jack. We have Jack, Red Fire Tiger, AK, and that is Jordan right behind him. Leon as well. But anyways, that we have quite a few people out on the track first. So why don't we go on board with let's go on board with Reese here. Let's see how he does in the first lap, first person for Q2. Here he comes down through into turn 1, immediate right into left into turn 2, and the right into turn 3. As he makes his way around into turn number 4. He is a little quick, that's for sure. Now up into turn 5. We got a little nick at turn 6. Into TV3 of 7 and 8. Now to turn 9. This corner has caught Maxwell out, but he managed to get through it, no problem. Now into turn 10. Now this is the tricky section here of all the next several corners. In sector 3, gets a little understeer coming out of 12. And through the chicane of 14 and 15. Now to the final corner of 16. Let's see what he can do. So he comes across the line. Almost a minute into the minute 14s of 15:088. Very nice run for Reese. As Zakaria right behind with a 16.5. Jack with a 16.7, 16.9. Just about. And, oh, Leon into the wall in turn 12. Red Fire Tiger, he'll come across. Something must have happened on those medium tires for him. He has a minute 32 for that lap, so something must have happened to him. There goes Beatnik now. He comes across. He goes fourth fastest with a 17.9, 1 point, almost a second behind his teammate. But literally, look at this. Like, at this moment, no one right now has an answer for Reese. Just under a 15.1. And Paul, even his teammate can't answer it. A 15.9. So Polygon 9/10 of a second behind, but Polygon's time was on the medium compound tire. So Reese and Polygon going on to two different strategies. Wonder if that will work. Noam, 16.4 puts him in third at the moment. AK, he's gonna try again to improve his time. Red Fire improves it. He goes to a 17.1, while AK goes to a 17.8. Let's see, who's next across the line? Well, Matt invalidated his time, so he doesn't count. Next person for a time lap, we have Jordan. Now, Jordan, this is his second run in this no assist kind of run, and he did pretty decent. He finished in 8th last week in Bahrain. So he has gotten himself pretty accustomed to this car. I mean, he had some experience in last season, a few races, but yeah, he's gonna have to try it again. He's gonna have to try the lap again. If he did invalidate at 17.5, that would have put him between Red Fire Tiger and AK. Let's see, Payox. Let's see, the Chiller invalidated this time. And we're gonna see quite a lot of invalidated times here, ladies and gentlemen, that's for sure. Payox Kings, he is normally, we saw him, he would normally be racing in like the Alfa Romeo, but he's in the Ferrari tonight. Because the Chiller's teammate, Gecko, is not here tonight. So we're only halfway through Q2, and oh! Who was that? That was Jordan! Jordan spun out, and he backed up right near Payox, and that would have been disastrous if ghosting was not on. But I would say Jordan might get something for that. That was extremely dangerous. But Payox, unfazed by it, gets a 17-0. That puts him in to 7th place, right between Red Fire and AK. Leon has to redo his run. So does Phantom again. The Chiller has to run again. Leon going again. Currently, at this moment, the slowest driver on this track right now, in terms of times-wise, is Beatnik with a 17.9, while his teammate, Jack, has a 16, it's just about a 16.9. So Beatnik a second behind his teammate, and still no one has an answer for Reese. Reese, who was actually the first one to call it quits after that blistering lap, almost putting himself into the 14s. He is nearly a second clear of his teammate, which is nuts if you ask me. Anyways, Phantom, as we're looking on board with him now, he is going to be he's going to be finishing his lap, and right behind him is Leon. Where will wait? Is that Leon? No, it's not. Is that? Oh, that was Leon. Okay, so Phantom and Leon are the two slowest right now. 18.1 and a 20.1. So, as it looks like, as Jordan, Jaxicel, Matt, and the Chiller, those four yet to get the laps in. But we easily know this, as Beatnik passes AK, Leon, Phantom, Beatnik, and AK are looking to be at risk of going out of Q2. And after those guys go through, two drivers that are at the cusp of being knocked out of Q2 are Jack and Red. But probably by the looks of it, probably about a 16.8, probably about a 16.8 or 16.7 might be the safe zone for some of these guys. I'm not sure they will get to that. Anyways, here's Matt now. Will he have an answer for Reese? There he comes across the line. And it is a 15.4. 4/10 off of Reese. So Reese still maintaining that spot. Still maintaining on top of Q2. And Polygod, his teammate, he has called it. So we know the top three, Reese, Matt, and Polygod, those guys are definitely through into Q3. And Jordan, look at that, 5th place with a 16.5. That puts him, that will definitely put him into Q3. Hopefully, I mean, I do want to know what did happen to Maxwell in Q1. I would like to know what happened to him there. I definitely would like to know. So, Maxwell, if you are listening to this, just let me know what happened to you in the Q1 out of turn 9. Let's see. Well, we're on with the Chiller right now. Here he comes across the line, and he puts it in the 5th place with a 16.4. And Beatnik, unfortunately, he has called a run. And sadly, he is out of Q2. Just easily misses out by at least 0.8 of a second. So only 2.5 minutes, just under 2.5 minutes to go. Redfire Tiger is at risk of being knocked out of Q2. He's in 10th right now with a 16.9. And Jack, just shy of a 16.9. He's in 9th. He's also at risk. And maybe another driver that should feel just a little bit sweaty will probably be Payox Kings. He's got a 16.83, so he should be a little concerned about his time too, just in case. Let's see, not many people left out on the track. And speaking about it, Red Fire Tiger, he's actually out on the track now. And Phantom coming out too. I'm not sure if Phantom's gonna make it in time though. Well, Jake's a cell. He is not going to make it. So he is gonna be out of Q2. So we have one Alpha out of Q2. Beatnik is out of Q2. Now the question is, what will it be for the rest? Pax calls it. Jack, he's sitting in the pits. He's gonna keep his fingers crossed and hope. Let's see what AK's got. AK bearing down on Leon. That's Leon right ahead of him. I don't know if... oh, Leon spun out. That's the end of Leon, that's for sure. And looks like Zakaria spun out too. So here comes AK, comes across the line. 17-8, not enough. AK's out of Q2. So AK, Beatnik, Leon, JSL out of Q2. Let's see, where's Red Fire Tiger at? Okay, there he is. He's in 10. He's right there out of TV3, heading into turn 9. Let's see if he can get himself a little further so he can be comfortable. And he's improved. He's only a 10th up, so he can he'll pass Jack. And Phantom's not improving. Phantom is not improving. He's only a 10th up, so he's not gonna make it. Let's see what Red Fire Tiger's got here. He comes across the last corner, cross the line, and he abandons. He abandons the lap. Good for him. That's a good idea. He knows he's through. There comes Phantom. He's across, and he puts it in a P11, just shy of Q3. So, Reese is the fastest. There's your top 10. It is Reese, Matt GW, Polygod, Noam, The Chiller, Jordan, Zakaria, Payox, Jack, and Red Fire Tiger. We say goodbye to both Alfa Romeos of Phantom and Jaxacel, the Williams of Leon, the Haas of AK, and the AlphaTauri of Beatnik. Who will move forward? Who will set themselves on pole, and who will get themselves on pole to get a nice jump ahead as we move on? We'll find out. Q3 coming up. So after a very extended wait, we're finally into Q3 now. What the hell? That was funny. Anyways, everybody coming out. Because it is starting to rain, and they might as well just get a soft lap in before the track gets too wet to race on. And looks like it's the Chiller leading this pack. The Chiller in the Carlos Sainz car. I'm not joking, that's literally Carlos Sainz number, 55, I believe. Well, looks like behind him is Jack, then there's the Aston Martins, the Zakaria and Jordan. There is Red Fire Tiger and the Alpine. Okay, DRS is still active, so we are going and going and going. Just before this track gets too wet. Hopefully it stays dry long enough for them to use the DRS to get their last laps in. I mean, literally, if they decide they're going to disable DRS after they're done, then basically this pole lap, this one lap, is all these guys have to do. DRS still enabled. So the Chiller, he will be the first cross the line. Who's in that backfield? That's Noam. That's not good. Noam's gonna have to go again. I mean, basically, this is similar to pretty much like a one-shot quali for these guys. So, let's see what these guys get. And as the times flood in, and the top mark on the table is Polygod with an 18.8. Reese 2/10 behind. Matt in third with a 19.5. And then Red Fire Tiger in fourth with a 19.9. We'll see what Payox can do. It looks like this will be in the 120s. And it is 8th place. So the only one yet to get a time is Noam. And he has to do it quick, or else DRS will be disabled. And there is Bourbon. Bourbon, hello. There is Bourbon. So Bourbon will be starting in 19th place once we go to the race. And hello, is that Zakaria around? No, that's Jordan in trouble. That's Jordan spun out. And that's Jordan spun out. Here goes Noam. Crosses the line. He's only 9th fastest. So that is it. And that's it. That is, I'm just gonna say it. That's it. This is qualifying done. So Polygod is pole. And it is a Mercedes 1-2 with Polygod and Reese. Because now, like I said, that's the front row. The Mercedes 1-2. Matt in third, Redfire fourth, DeChiller 5, Jack 6, Jordan 7, Payox 8, Noam 9, and Zakaria in the backfield. So that is the end. And yes, DRS is disabled. So everybody's calling it quits. And oh no, just because you're the only one on track, that means you cannot retire in the pits. Let's see. Oh, we have someone here in the chat. F1X Driver X 2020 asking if he can join the league. Well, if you are interested in joining the league, this individual that I have on board right now, Matt GW, if you message him on Xbox, and if you have a Discord, he can provide you an invite link to the server, and once you join in, we can get you squared away with a spot. So just want to let you know on that. But why is Matt going on the interlap? He's the only one left. Let me just make sure if it is right. Stand by. Something. So we are cleared up. There it is. Matt, Apollo God the fastest. Reese second. Matt GW third. That's your top three after that is done. So here we go. We load into the race itself. And there is all the drivers getting on in. Unfortunately, with it saying waiting on players, unfortunately we cannot tell who readies up first before the host does, so unfortunately we do not know this. That is one disadvantage that we can't tell from last game, because in last game, if you were caught readying before the host, you would receive a 10-second penalty. Unfortunately, that's not here on the screen. Do do do. Waiting on people to load. Alright, so here we go. We're ready to start it up as we go to the formation lap. So here we go. 19 drivers on deck. Let's run you through the grid as we stand. So Polygon and Reese, it's the Mercedes 1-2. They are on the front row. Row 2, it is held by Matt GW and Red Fire Tiger. Very good run for those two drivers. Row 3, it is Jack Miles and the Chiller. Very nice run to get them in the row 3 there. Row 4, it is the Aston Martin of RPL Jordan and the other Ferrari of Payox Kings. Good work for them. Row 5, it is WOR Noam and RPL Zakaria. So this is going to be an interesting little midfield row right there. Row 6, it is the Alfa Romeo of Phantom Wizard, just barely beating out the Alpha Tauri of Beatnik. Row 7, it is the Haas of 8K and the Ghost of Leon. He is in the 14th position. Row 8, it is the other Alfa Romeo of Jack Sassel and the first Red Bull of Maxwell G, who crashed out at a turn 9. As you can see right there, medium to hard and a 2-stop soft medium. Row 9, it is the other Red Bull of L74G. Unfortunately, had some issues, could not run in Q1. And then Liam, who crashed out, and got disqualified for going the wrong way. And last but not least, in the back row, it is Bourbon in the Alfa Alpine this time. So here is the tire setup here for everybody. Beatnik, Maxwell, L74G, and Bourbon on the hard compound tire. Polygon, Red Fire Tiger, Payox, Noam, Phantom, AK, Leon, Jakes, and Liam on the mediums, and the rest on the sauce. So we're doing this thing for Bonkers here, and AK did this first. The 5 lights come on. Buggity, buggity, buggity! Let's not have a boring race tonight, gents! As they race through into turn 1, 3 wide, heading into turn 1, the Mercedes and the McLaren, heading into turn 1, Reese gets ahead. Matt in the second place. Polygon has a bit of a poor start. Here they come to field through into turn number 4, 3 and 4. Here is Red Fire Tiger falling backwards. He's going backwards into 9th place, being challenged by Payox Kings. And Matt's around. Matt has spun out. Here comes Noam in the inside. Jordan gets himself into 5th place at least. And here comes Red Fire Tiger right behind, gets himself into 6th. And Jordan having a little issue, trying to keep it in tow. And lordy, that's a mess here. But Matt in the back of the field, that is not good for him. As Reese and Polygon take over 1st and 2nd to Chiller in the 3rd, Jacket up in the 4th, and Matt's teammate Noam up in the P5. And looks like we have more trouble. And that's right, that is Polygon around. Polygon in trouble. Polygon spins out, and we got a wreck. Big wreck. That is Jake's around. Polygon around. What a mess there. A mess for Matt, a mess for Polygon. Oh, good Lord Almighty. And I think something happened to... And nope, Reese is leading. It's just the thing being glitchy. And Polygon crashed out of the race. And oh man, Polygon out of the race. And that is the end of Polygon there. So Paulo got it. First driver out of the race. So that's gonna put some spicy meatballs on this little fire. That's for sure. But Jack up into P3 now. The Chiller into P2. But Jack's gonna have company because here comes Noam right behind him, looking to see if he can try to get himself into the podium place. And Noam, he has Red Fire Tiger right behind. As these cars just come snaking and flying in, that is L74G now on the inside of Zakaria, risky maneuver, and flies himself up in a P8. I mean, Luke, he started in P17, and he's already up in 8th place, and we're not even through lap 2 yet. Maxwell, he's already gained several positions. He's up into P10, just starting P16. And now, oh Lord, look at all this messy here. As Jack and Red Fire battling it out. That's for P4, and wowee, that's a good one there. And Jack loses P4. And did Jack just crash off into the wall? I don't know. I just saw someone go way out the track. Anyways, there is L74G as Jordan being challenged by Jack side by side, and Jordan keeps the place. He stays in 5th now. And here comes and Zakaria bumps off Jimmy Jangles off the thing, and he's off and away. And Jack's 10-second penalty for cutting the corner, and he's off into the pits again. Jack Sell is not having fun tonight, that's for sure. But Reese getting a nice lead over to Chiller here. Let's see where the gap is once these guys cross the line. Looks like Noam might be coming close on it. Almost 5 seconds clear. And here goes Noam. Flies in and makes short work of the Chiller. Noam up into P2. And L74G passes Payox, puts himself into P7. Bourbon gets past Beatnik, and L74G's around! Luke's around! The championship leader spawns out! What is happening tonight? What the hell is happening tonight? The top 4 in points. 3 of these guys have already spun out. What is going on here? I'm just at a loss for words. We have Liam around. That's out of turn 6 there. You see it on the map here. But, Jesus, I mean, literally, L74G falls backwards to 15th. Matt falls backwards. He's in 13th now. Paul God, along with Jack Sell, they're out of the race. See, the Chiller can get himself up into P4, P3, P2 or whatever, can't get it done. Here comes Bourbon, gets clear of Phantom Wizard. Bourbon up into the points into P10. So Bourbon up into P10. Nice little maneuver there around Phantom Wizard. Nice job there. I mean, one driver we got to give credit to. Jack Miles right here. He is currently sitting in 6th place. He was at high point in P3, and he moves over and lets Maxwell through. Teammates of different team academies working together, and a VSC deployed for Liam. Liam has crashed out at the beginning of turn 3. And Luke is out. Luke's out of the session. Luke is out. What happened? What happened to Luke? Let's try to... Oh, there we go. Oh, I was trying to get him back. Okay, well, we're back on the way. We're just finishing lap number 5. Reese with a 8-second lead over Noam. Right now, our top 10 as it stands, it is Reese, Noam, DeChiller, Redfire Tiger, Jordan, Maxwell, Jack, Zakaria, Payox, and Bourbon. That's your top 10. And currently, Zakaria, he's the only one on the mark with penalties right now. He has a 3-second to begin with. And look at this field where they started. I mean, look at this. Maxwell up 10 positions. Bourbon up 10 positions. And currently, unfortunately, with the two biggest losers is Paul God was P1 out of the race, and Matt GW with an incident in turn number 4, and he's fallen all the way down to P12. And Jordan's coming in early. So Jordan's in already. So this is going to be the first of the 2 stoppers by the looks of it. Let's see Jordan. He is the first one to jump, and he's going on to the medium compound tires to start off, and away he goes. Meanwhile, his teammate Zakaria under threat by Jack. That's for P6 for those two. And oh, we got trouble. That's Jordan in trouble. Is that Jordan in trouble? No, it's Beatnik. Beatnik around in turn 3. So Beatnik last week getting himself into P10 for last week. He has spun out and now facing himself into some trouble. And now look, we got a nice little hot battle here. This is for P4. It's Maxwell on the hard compound tire versus Redfire Tiger on the medium compound tires as the Chiller comes in. The Chiller, also one of the soft tire runners. He's coming in now. We're going to be on board of Maxwell. We're going on board with Maxwell now. We make the move. Here he comes. He's going to have the force to take the long way in. And, ooh, baby. And Maxwell, a little tricky there. Boy, he's getting it done. So Maxwell up into P3 now after starting in P16. And, oh, Phantom in trouble in turn 2. Looks like Phantom had a drifting moment in turn 2. And looks like it didn't affect him much. He's only lost 1 position. But now, DeChiller and Jordan, after their pits, they're in P13 and P14 respectively. See, we're on board now with, now on deck with Payox right now. He's up into P7 right now. Let's see if he could try to get past Jack. Now he is on the medium compound tires compared to Jack's soft compound, but those soft top compound tires, they're shredding away on Jack's car. I'm not sure. Is it going to be enough for him to get into the pit, to get into the position? No, it doesn't look like it. As Matt GW is now into the pits, as he's coming in, he goes off of the sauce. And he goes on to the mediums, and oh, Zakaria in trouble. So that is Zakaria spun out in turn 2. So it looks like turn 2 has been getting so it looks like the first sector has really been getting a lot of these drivers caught off guard. Now that's not good for Zakaria, because Zakaria, he was running in P6 prior to that incident. Now he's falling backwards. He's falling backwards, and he's now sitting in P9. So, and and actually look just a little bit behind. There's L74G right sniffing the tail of Bourbon. That's going to be a battle for 7th. Right ahead of them is a fight between Payox and Jack. That is in... Oh, no, never mind. Jack's coming into the pits. So, Payox will go up into P5. And now cycle some positions around. Just saw on the map, Beatnik in trouble again. And he goes a lap down. And is he trying to crash on purpose? Because he went off again in turn... He went off again in turn 4. Oh, no, he has no wing. That's why. Hey, oh! Little bump from behind. Luke gives the Bourbon. Little love tap between the two. And L74G goes down the inside. Oh, just shimmies over to give him the space. And Bourbon backs off. And Bourbon... excuse me. Up into P6. And, oh, Matt's in trouble again. Matt spins out in turn 2. And now, Beatnik in trouble in turn 9. Matt's just not having a ball tonight, is he? Something's gone really wrong with the McLaren driver. As Reese is now coming into the pits now. So Reese is in, the last of the soft tire guys. And he is on the hard compound tires. So he can go the rest of the way on the field, on that set. And L74G, nice maneuver around Payox. L74G up into P4. And Beatnik out of the race. He's in the pits and he's pulled in the garage. He's done. That's 4 drivers done today. But now, look at this. We gotta have a battle for the lead here. Noam versus Maxwell. Medium tire runner versus hard tire runner. Who will get the benefit out into turn number 10? Not good enough. Maxwell's gonna have to wait just a little bit longer. He'll definitely have the opportunity to get it in the main straight. While we have the moment quickly, our 4 drivers that we have out. Beatnik in the Alpha Tauri, Liam in the Haas, Jigsaw in the Alfa Romeo, Polygon in the Mercedes. And now we go on board with Maxwell. On board. He's got DRS. Can he make the move? Can he get past Noam to get himself in the lead? Noam makes the block on the outside. And the inside has to make Maxwell go around. And he's got it. Maxwell is your new leader. And Bourbon gets past Payox. And Payox loses another spot to Reese. Just before turn 1, Payox loses 2 positions, loses 5th place to Bourbon, and then immediately after loses 6th to Reese. But don't forget, Bourbon is on new hard compound tires, but they're 11 laps old, while Reese is on very fresh hard compounds. We're on board with Reese now. Can he make it work? As AK is having trouble. He's being battled by Jordan. Jordan going on the outside. And AK spins out. AK spun out. I think Jordan made contact. Him and Jordan made contact. And AK sent spinning. And Reese up in the 5th place now. And Payox heads off in the pits. He knows his mediums are done. Let's see. Is he going to go hard tires or he's going to do the 2-stop? And looks like he is going to the hard compound. So everyone going to be on one set on the on that. So let's see what happens here. So Maxwell is your leader. Noam is in 2nd. He's yet to come in. Let's see. Yeah, Maxwell yet to come in. Noam yet to come in. L74G, Red Fire Tiger yet to come in. Bourbon yet to come in. Phantom yet to come in. AK and Leon also yet to come in. And speaking of Luke, by the way, he's got the other Alpine lined up. He's got Red Fire Tiger lined up. I know what else L4G's thinking. He's going like, hello, I'm coming up on your tail now. You're gonna let me by. And Noam actually is in the pits, so he will go on to the hard compound. Here comes L74G on the outside and makes it work, makes it stick. He is into second place now. So Red Fire Tiger still maintains his third. And Reese up in the fourth place now. And Bourbon's going to come out ahead of the Chiller. And Noam comes out ahead of the Chiller. Noam in sixth place. Now just remember though, the top three, those three have still yet to pit. While Reese, he's on a couple lap hard tires, but he is in. And his tires are pretty fresh, only a couple laps old. Let's see, what are we looking at for a new battle coming up? Looks like it's gonna be Jordan and Phantom. That's for P8. That's about looking to spice things up. And in the last position of points is Jack versus Payox. And here comes Reese. Reese is right on the tail of Red Fire. Will he get past? He's gonna have to wait a couple corners. But looking at this now, ooh, nice wing camera there of Jack as he is gonna try to lock horns with Payox to put himself into P10. Now Payox and Jack, they used to work together when they were in Red Bull Academy together, but it looks like Jack, doesn't have enough speed yet to get himself into P10, so he's gonna have to wait a few more corners in order to make it. But Reese up the backside of Red Fire Tiger. Can he get himself into the position? Yes, he can. And Red Fire responds with a little tap from behind, not thrilled. And Zakaria spun out and crashed in turn 2, by the way. And now Reese is up into P3. Now Reese has the 2 Red Bulls to hunt down. Move just a little bit further back. Let's see if Jack can muster up the strength to try to get past Payox to put himself into the points. Would be nice for Jack to get himself into the points to avenge his teammate who is out, and Zakaria into the gravel on turn number 9. So that ain't good for him. Here comes Jack again. Can he make it work? Can he make it stick? No, he cannot. He just does not have the space to do it. He just cannot do it. And Matt, working on recovery. He's got himself into P12, passing AK. So Matt trying to at least salvage something in this race. That is the thing. Can he salvage that? Anyways, Maxwell with a near 7-second lead over L74G, who's got himself a 3-second lead over Reese. And crazily, that lead is starting to grow. Well, never mind. As I say it, that lead is now gone. But now Zakaria into the pits again. He is now a lap down. So Reese hanging on into is hanging tough, and he's chilling out in P3 right now. Red Fire Tiger and Bourbon, the two Alpines, chilling in P4 and 5. Now Jack, I bet with Jack, he's probably a little frustrated. He wants to get past Payox. He wants to get in the points, but he just can't get the speed down out of the exits or corners to take advantage and take it. And oh, Red Fire Tiger in trouble. Something happened to Red Fire. Oh, he's got heavy damage on the right side of the wing. I think. Does it look like he has heavy damage? I can't tell. But Red Fire Tiger in trouble. Oh yeah, there it is. Damage on the left side there. So I think he must have crashed out of TV3. So now he's gonna lose some time because he's gotta go into the pits, and there goes Lucario again. Ooh, good lord, nice job, almost not wrecking it there. But that's not good for Red Fire. That's gonna hurt his chances there. So he's gonna be falling out of the points now. As Noam now goes up into P5, the Chill will take P6. And Zakaria out of the race. He's in the pits. He's out. Zakaria done. So now Red Fire Tiger, he is going to come out behind AK. He will be in 13th place by the looks of it. Oh, he actually comes out ahead of AK. Okay. Anyways, speaking of which, Phantom, AK, Leon, and the two Red Bulls, those guys are yet to pit. Phantom, AK, Leon, 17 lap old medium tires, while L74G, Maxwell, and Bourbon will be on 18 lap old hard compound tires. But looks like we're gonna have a nice little three-way fight here brewing up. Payox, Phantom, and Jack. That's a three-way fight for P8. It looks like Phantom's gonna slip out of the 1 second DRS zone, but Jack is not. Jack's gonna see a chance to get himself into 9th place. Here he comes on the inside. Phantom, I would just assume he'd probably be sleeping there. Jack up into P9. So Jack, the current F1 Tier 2 championship leader, last season's F2 champion, and with Jack, we'll mention the only driver in RPL's history to be a champion in both F1 Tier 2 and in F2 in the same season scenario. So basically the season scenarios is basically as Maxwell comes in and he goes on to the medium compound tires, Reese will go into 2nd place. With Jack, going back with that, it was season 8 F2 and the season 4 of F1 Tier 2, what was known as F1.5. It was on the back half of season 4 F1. Jack was in F2 and F1 Tier 2 and won the championships in both tiers. And he's the only one to do it. So it looks like no battle is currently spicing up, but Maxwell, it was in. He pitted for the medium compound tires. He's currently, as it sits, about 9 seconds behind of Reese. But now let's see what Luke can do. Will he follow the suit and go onto the medium tires like Reese did, like Maxwell did? Or is he going to? Yes, he is. He's coming in for the mediums. So the lead will go back to Reese. Now the question is, will Reese maintain maintain it, and Bourbon comes in. So Maxwell will go into second place. And he is currently 8.1 seconds behind Reese. But Maxwell is on fresh medium tires, and Luke will come out in fourth place just behind Noam. Let's see, Chiller comes out, he's still fifth, and he's gonna come, and Bourbon is gonna come out with a nice gap clear of nice gap clear Payox, and that is Leon around in TV3. And Trouble in turn 2, that's Phantom around, and that's gonna pull him backwards again. And now Red Fire Tiger gets himself back into the points. Matt GW back into the points too. He's in 9th place. So Matt trying at least salvaging some points after that opening lap incident in turn number 4. What happened? We just could not see it on the edge on the cameras. It was just slightly off screen. But I think it might have something to do with Matt and maybe the Mercedes drivers. Here comes Luke again on the inside this time of Noam. Noam wanting to fight back, but just can't do it. L74G back up into third place now. But now Jack on the hunt, being hunted down by Matt. Here comes Matt. Flies by Jack, puts himself in the P8. And just out of turn 12, Phantom again in trouble, spins out, and Phantom has crashed in the pits. So Phantom crashes in the pits, so he is done. So that is our 6th driver done for the day. But now Reese still sitting in with a 6.4 second lead over Maxwell. There's only 11 laps to go, but Maxwell and L74G, they're roaring in fastest laps to try to catch up. Let's see what Matt can do. Here he comes. Is Matt gonna be in? Is he in DRS range? Yes, he is. He is in DRS range of Payox. Let's see if he can try to get past. I wonder if he can get past him a little bit later. Get himself in a P7. And there they go. Across the way to go. And that puts them. So Matt putting the pressure, putting the stops, see if he can get himself into 7th place. That'll get himself some nice 6 points. So let's see what will happen here. And as he goes around through there goes Matt. He's in DRS range. And he doesn't have enough to try to get into 7th just yet. Maxwell still getting on Reese. The gap between the two, 5 seconds now. So here he comes. Let's see if Matt can try to do it. Here he comes on the inside, way inside, and that's a safe maneuver there. And Matt moves himself into P7. So our top 10 as it sits, it's Reese, Maxwell, Luke, Noam, DeChiller, Bourbon, Matt, Payox, Jack, and Red Fire Tiger. Jordan, AK have yet to get themselves into the points, but however, Jordan is the last car on the lead lap, as AK and Leon, they are both one lap down. I mean, literally, Leon's still a ghost, and AK just not having the luck today. So, I wonder what the next battle will be. Looks like the next battle is going to be Bourbon versus the Chiller. That's going to be for P5 once Bourbon gets a little closer. And we're still keeping an eye on Maxwell versus Reese. Maxwell about 4 seconds behind Reese. And in some corners, Reese is gaining ground. And in other areas, Maxwell gains ground. Well, I'm going to predict, we're probably going to be predicting if there is the overtaking battle prediction. I would say probably within the next 5 laps. And there goes AK spun out. Anyways, I'm probably going to say probably within the next 5 laps, at least maybe, Maxwell will be in striking distance to battle Reese. That will be for the lead. Meanwhile, Bourbon is actually gaining some nice little ground on the Chiller. So this could be a fight here. Unless he can get into DRS. He does get into DRS in the nick of time. But anyways, the gaps wise for the leader to the second and third place guys, Reese 6.6 seconds behind ahead of Maxwell. I think Maxwell's having a problem. I think Maxwell's got problems. And Luke, 10.2 seconds behind Reese. So unless Reese keeps his cool and keeps it nice, he might get himself a win here. And I don't know. I don't think Reese has gotten a win yet. And, oh, that's Noam around. Noam in trouble in turn 12. Well, Noam spins out in turn 12. That's going to put him further behind the Red Bulls. But that's going to bring the battling two of Bourbon and the Chiller head up in there. And the Chiller goes into the pits. I think the Chiller's going to the soft tires to try to go for a fastest lap. What's the fastest lap right now? It is a 16.7 by Luke. So the Chiller, yes, onto the soft compound tires, and he is going to come out behind Red Fire Tiger in 10th. But I think Red Fire Tiger and the Chiller, they're going to fight, and that's going to be for that P9 spot. But anyways, Reese still having a comfortable lead, 5.5 seconds clear of Maxwell. Maxwell has a 3.7 second lead over Luke. The two-time defending champion is hanging still in third right now. And I think after the points are all distributed and everything, I think, unless penalties play a factor, Reese is going to take the championship lead heading into round 3. Anyways, there is the Chiller ready to rock it in to see if he can get past Red Fire. If he can get past Red Fire, he'll have nice clean air to begin his insane flying lap. And here he goes. With DRS active, Where's he gonna go? Red Fire blocks the inside and doesn't put up a fight. The Chiller flies by. The Chiller up at the P9. And who's that in trouble? Is that Leon? It is. Leon spins out. Yeah, it is. And now Leon gonna go 2 laps down. And I don't understand this. Okay. And he's just spinning himself and wrecking himself out on purpose. Yeah. So I think Leon's just turning himself into a hazard on track, which is not going to be good for the Chiller. He wants to at least get a fast lap in, try to get fastest lap, and Noah just gets himself a 3-second penalty now. Let's see, does the Chiller actually, can he actually get it? No, he can't. And we have a safety car. This changes everything. Because of Leon wrecking out right at the exit of the pit lane, that is going to change the entire complexity of the race. So if I was Reese, I was gonna say, if I was Reese, I'd come in and get myself some sauce. And looks like Luke is staying out. Luke is staying out. He's staying out. Luke is staying out. Maxwell is in. There is Noam. Oh, Lord. So everybody that comes in, they're gonna come in and get themselves on the soft tires. And the Chiller was actually a little smart. He's on soft tires already, so he's gonna get a little jump on some of these guys. But with some of them, they're already up in there. But anyways, Luke on medium tires. He's on 8-lap-old medium tires. There goes AK. AK's gonna put himself back on the lead lap. Oh, maybe not. I guess he's not. I thought he was going in. So anyways, here is the new top 10. It is Luke, Reese, Maxwell, Noam, Bourbon, the Chiller, Red Fire. Red Fire is actually coming in, so that'll put Matt in P7. Payox will be P8. Jack will be P9, and maybe if he can get past, Jordan might be P10. But once they come in, once the safety car comes in, which will be this time by, it'll be a 2-lap sprint to the end. And most likely is going to be the battle of the front two. Luke versus Reese. Who is going to get the jump to finish the race? everybody gets themselves lined up. Noam at a little disadvantage because he has the lap car of AK right behind, ahead of him. But everybody is up on their tires. Everyone's on their softs. They're ready to go. Who is going to get the jump? And Bourbon smacks into Noam, and that's going to be a 5-second penalty there, but I think that's accidental, so that could get taken off. But anyways, where are they going? Oh, Luke's already gunned it. And Maxwell's losing grip. And off they go. 2 laps to go. Let's see what happens. Here comes Reese, trying to see if he can try to get past L74G to try to make up for that loss last week. Here's Maxwell, also right behind. Here goes Maxwell, right on the inside. Can he make it work? Is he gonna go on the inside? He's going in. He smacks Reese, and he sends him off the track. Reese off the track in the 3rd place. Maxwell shunts him over. So Reese not having the luck that he wanted, courtesy of that safety car, and yeah, everything's gonna get mixed up. But remember, because of Maxwell's 3-second penalty, Reese can stay with him. He can get himself back his 2nd place. So Matt gets himself in the 7th place, gets clear of Payox. And now here we go, on to the final lap of the event. L74G holds his lead over Maxwell. Reese in 2nd, Reese in 3rd, Noam 4, Bourbon 5. But don't forget, we have to factor in all the penalties that everybody has attained. I mean, Maxwell 6 seconds, Noam 6 seconds, Bourbon 5 seconds, but that could get taken off. I just wonder where everyone's going to be filtered in after all this mess is done. But I think most likely once the penalty that Bourbon has might get removed, it's going to be Luke as your winner, Reese is 2nd, and Bourbon will be 3rd. But here they come. Here they come to finish off the race. Here he is around the last few corners. No surprise, he has won a lot. He's going to continue it again. And he has done it again for 2 races in a row. L74G wins the race, and Reese will take 2nd. Maxwell is 3rd. After the penalties get factored in, the Chiller's in 3rd. And via the thing right there, L74G driver of the day. Well, we can just easily say him and Maxwell should both share that. They both started towards the back of the field, and they got themselves up to the top running spots. But there it is, L74G, yet again, a race winner. Probably one of the most boring things to see. Him on top of the podium. But with penalties and everything factored in, here it is. So there it is. L74G, your winner. Reese in 2nd place. The Chiller 3rd. Maxwell 4. Matt 5. Payox 6. Red Fire Tiger 7. Jack is 8, Noam 9, and Bourbon in 10th. And then it is Jordan and AK to finish off the field. But most likely with Bourbon's 5 second, with once that gets taken off, he will be jumped back to P3 most likely. But the drivers that are out, Leon, Phantom, Sicaria, Beatnik, Liam, Jexcel, and Polygod. Well, that will conclude the stream for tonight, fellas. And that was a nutsy race of a day. We've seen chaos, we've seen spins, we've seen wrecks, we've seen everything. And it was just wow. Well, the excitement is going to get more intense, my friends, as the season progresses. So here's what we got on deck for the next races. Friday. So on Friday, F1 Tier 2 will be racing in France. And then F2 and F1 next week will be racing around the streets of Monte Carlo. That's right. We're going to Monaco next week. So, but yeah, let's see. Smelly Sock, just seeing it on there. Payox, I believe he finished in 7th place. That's where he was. So that is going to conclude the stream. This is Lord of Wolves saying good night and have a good one.